What is up, guys? This is T9 Code, and today I'm going to show you some very useful sites to use when studying for the CompTIA A. Okay, so the first on my list, let's open up. The first on my list would be YouTube, of course. First of all, you do need to check out my videos. Let's see. My username is T9Code, of course. You can just type in T9Code and I'm sure I will pop up. For some odd reason, there's no pictures that come up. This was a video that I did a long time ago, just so you know. Um, this one actually is not working. But anyway, you can actually still go to my channel by using this. You can probably still go with using this. No, probably can't. Nope, can't. Okay. Alright, well, this should be taken care of. I don't know why they don't take care of that. Okay, well, anyway, go to my channel, and then one of my videos is command line utilities. I got all that. Okay. Alright, here's another good site to go to train. Other than YouTube, there's other people out there too that do CompTIA A tutorials, computer tutorials, technology tutorials, things like that. But here's another good site to go to that I like. ProfessorMesser.com. This is where I get a good bit of information from. Okay, and see, as you can tell, he has A+ training, free CompTIA A+ videos, downloadable, where you actually have to purchase, pop quizzes, and then you got a chat right here. This is good for, you know, if you need some help. If you need somebody to quiz you or something, that's pretty good. Also, here's another good site. This is actually my site, t9code.tk. And this is my site, and I have a CompTIA A+ dictionary, and I do add to it. See, as you can tell, you have the AC alternating current, ACPI advanced configuration and power interface, activity, AGP, accelerated graphics port, AMD, advanced micro devices, AMR, audio modem riser, you know, just ATX, advanced technology extended, you know. So I got a good bit of definitions here. You got A through D, E through J, K through P, Q through U, and V through Z. Then I have a download section where you can download the actual objectives, CompTIA A objectives, and then I have a PowerPoint right here reviewing the 1.1 section of the CompTIA A+. Now, I was going to make a 1.2, but it was very long and it took me a long time. Now, if you do not have PowerPoint though, or a PowerPoint viewer, you will not be able to view this PowerPoint, unfortunately. But here's something that you can do. Click on that link and download PowerPoint viewer. Okay, and then here's a quiz you can do. We can go ahead and give you a little quiz. Alright, what does FDD stand for, and how much data can it hold? Okay, alright, FDD, if you remember, that stands for floppy disk drive. And actually, the floppy disk, not the floppy disk drive, but floppy disk can hold 1.44 megabytes. Alright, how long is data stored in a HDD, which is a hard disk drive? Is it temporary storage, 1 year. As long as you do not delete it the entire life of the HDD. Okay, so we know it's not A. That would be RAM or something like that. Temporary storage is RAM. Now, what about 1 year? No, it's not just going to stay in there for 1 year. Nothing does that. As long as you do not delete it. Now, that could be a possibility, but what about this? The entire life of the HDD. So it's going to stay in there permanent. So this is saying it's going to stay in there permanently until the hard drive dies or it gets damaged so that it can't work anymore. I'm going to go with D. So that's correct, by the way. I'm the one with the answers. So get over it. But that's very basic. Anyone would know that. These are very basic questions. I do apologize. Name the 6 basic terms of anatomy of a magnetic HDD. Well, let's see. We can have either A or B. We got A is the plate, the actuator arm, the actuator axis, the spinner, and the head. Okay, and then we have the platter, the actuator arm, the actuator axis, the spindle, and the head. Okay, well, I can see how somebody would definitely get this mixed up, but in the anatomy of a magnetic HD, you're going to have a spindle, not a spinner. There's no such things as a spinner on the HDD. So it will be B. Alright. How much data does a floppy disk hold? 1.44 megabytes. I just now asked that question up here, so sorry about that. I made this a while back and I was probably sleepy or something. What does SDD stand for? Saggy disk drive, serious disk drive, soft disk drive, solid state drive. Alright, well, we know it's not saggy disk drive, that's just redundant. We know it's not serious disk drive, that's just sick. And then we know it's not soft disk drive because it's definitely not soft, and it's not like it has anything soft on it. So, well, I mean, there are a couple of reasons why you could call it solid, but let's go with let's go with solid state drive. What is not correct when comparing magnetic HD to SDD? SDD tends to last longer than magnetic HDDs. SD uses flash memory. SDD are generally more expensive. SDD are not as loud as magnetic HDD. Alright, so I asked what is not correct. Okay, first of all, SDDs tend to be more expensive. So yes, that is a valid point. SDDs are not as loud as magnetic. That is true. SDDs use flash memory. Yes, they do use flash memory. Okay, the only thing that I see that is not true, and the only logical answer would be A. SDDs tend to last longer than the magnetic HDDs. Alright, now just a couple more. Let's say that I wanted to store a PowerPoint on an optical drive. What would be the best selection for me to store this file on? Alright. Okay, so let's think of a PowerPoint. A PowerPoint's not going to be very big. But I'm not going to want to keep it on something permanently. So let's see what this does. Alright. Okay, a CD would be for a small file that I do not want to erase. I want to make a CD, and then I don't want to erase it. I want it to be permanent. CD-RW, I would have the choice to put data on the CD and erase it and put more data on the CD like I would a floppy disk, or like I would a floppy disk or a hard drive I mean, not a hard drive, a flash drive or something like that. Now, a DVD would be something that I'd want for a little bit bigger, a bigger file, and I wouldn't be able to write over it. I wouldn't be able to make another file on it. Now, a DVD RW, yes, I would be able to make another file on it, but it'd be mostly for a bigger file. So let's go with the CD, because that would be the best selection as far as PowerPoints goes, because PowerPoint is not usually that big unless you got like a million slides. Alright, even then it probably wouldn't be that big unless you added video, pictures, stuff like that. But anyway, how much data can a single layer Blu-ray disc hold? Okay, well, it's not 10 gigabytes. It's not 20 gigabytes. I can't think of anything to prove the reason why, and it's definitely not 100 gigabytes, but it is 25. You're just gonna have. That's just one of those things that you're gonna have to remember. Now, a dual layer Blu-ray disc is 50 gigabytes, so that's one way you can remember it. You just cut it right in half, literally. If one of the following is false, explain what the answer really is. True or false? A USB flash drive or thumb drive does not use its own power source. That is true, because it uses the computer to power on and off. Okay. True or false? Hot swappable means you must restart the computer before the computer will detect it. Non-hot swappable means that the computer will instantly detect the hardware and no restart is needed. Okay, that is completely false. It's vice versa. That's all you need to know. Non-hot swappable means you're going to have to reboot the computer for it to recognize the device. Hot swappable means that you do not have to restart the computer for it to detect the device. It will automatically detect the device. Alright, true or false? PS2 is not really even a computer component. It is a gaming system. I have one of those. They are fun to play. Yes, that is true in a way, but we're not talking about that PS2, and also that PS2 would look like this. Not like this. So when you see PS2 and somebody's talking about computers, they mean port serial 2, and it connects into something called a mini DIN. And I might talk about that later, or you'll probably read about that later if you are reading a book currently on the CompTIA A, which is, I would highly suggest, CompTIA A certification for dummies. But the PS2 means port serial 2, and we are definitely not talking about a PlayStation 2. Alright, well, that is it for now, and I will see you guys later, and I will have more resources on the next video. I will show you my favorite sites, and just stay tuned, subscribe, and don't forget to like if you like it, and comment if you got a burning passion to let out and you want to express to me. Go ahead and type it up on there on that comment bar. But anyway, let's try to keep it pretty clean though. That'll be it for today, and I will see you guys next time.